Now let's move on with our day, and we have other speakers as well. We have with us Mr. Siddharth Rahalkar, Vice President, Investment Group. I'd like to give you all a brief introduction of Mr. Siddharth Rahalkar. Mr. Siddharth Rahalkar is a chartered accountant by profession with over 7 years of professional experience in corporate finance, private capital investing, merger and acquisition, financial advisory services, and senior management. He has a clientele from industries like auto, pharmaceuticals, technology, sugar, fertilizer, infrastructure, media, KPO, etc. Hence, he has deep understanding of various sectors. He has been associated with KPMG. He has extensive knowledge about stock market and is an active speaker at various forums. Today, he is with us to speak on a topic and share his insights. The topic that he will be sharing his insights on will be clean technology, opportunities and issues. So I would request Mr. Siddharth Rahalkar to come on.
Senior members from the industry, all my students, very good afternoon. I think you guys are forgetting some of the rules that we have. And I see so many vacant seats over here. Yeah. So, backbenchers, I'm not going to allow you to ask me any questions. So the rule is continued here too. So I'll be asking the backbenchers all the questions on clean technology. Those who don't want to take any questions, these seats are for you. So are we trying to change the basic sitting arrangement or shall I continue? Shiny? Okay, thanks for that. So, I know there are few students who don't want to take any questions and they are changing their seats. Alright. While I was leaving from home, my wife asked, आज ऑफिस से जल्दी आ गए, कहाँ जा रहे हो? So I told her that I'm meeting you guys for the afternoon session. And she said, it's either in the morning or very late. Are you meeting your girlfriend in the afternoon now? I said, no, I'm actually meeting my students. So the next question was, are they MBA students? I said, yes. So she said, why are you meeting very smart people in the afternoon when you will be sleepy and tired? I think Purohit sir is not here, but I want to see that tape one more time. Just to get over with the feeling that I'm talking in the afternoon. This is the worst period in my life when I'm told to speak in the afternoon session. Because it's barely feasible to stand, keep my eyes open and make sense in your mind. It's just tough. Anyway, so the topic that I'm going to discuss is not very new for us. As far as Indian way of living is concerned, we have always believed in clean technology. We have always believed in conservation. We have always believed in reuse. We have always reduced the wastage. In today's time, the global warming is a big issue. As investment bankers, as professionals, it's our job to create an industry out of every problem. Clean tech, I think, is one such industry that is perceived as the next boom for every economy in this world. Last year when Mr. Al Gore was in India, Mr. Amir Khan, the Bollywood celebrity, asked him a question. Sir, do you really believe that Earth is going to die very soon? And Mr. Al Gore answered, Earth is going to be very fine. It's we who are going to die. So even if you are not very much interested in making a business sense out of clean tech, I think one way or the other it's going to touch our lives in coming years. It's the sunrise sector. Although India per se is not very active on that front, like every other sector that we have missed in the past. We are poised for missing this one too. I hope this situation changes very soon. Now, continuing with the discussion that I had with my wife, she asked me what's the topic for the day, and I told her it's clean tech. She said they are MBA students, very smart people. They are not stupid people like you or your community. I'm sorry if there are more CS sitting here. It was unintentional, but that's what she said. So I said, what makes you think that MBAs are very smart? So she told me a story of twin sisters. And she told me that there were two students from AIMS Institute. After completion of their MBA, it's a futuristic story. They thought that they would marry these two beautiful girls. Somebody is saying yes. Alright. हौसले बुलंद हैं और कहीं से वो ट्विंस जो थी उनको समझ में आ गया कि ऐसा कोई प्लान चल रहा है. तो परसों जब राखी हुआ दोनों ने डिसाइड कर लिया कि दोनों के हाथ में राखी बांध देते हैं. उस दिन क्लास में बच्चे वैसे कम थे और इन्होंने राखी बांध दी. लेकिन वो एक बात भूल गई कि आप लोग एमबीए स्टूडेंट्स हो. वो वेरी आइडेंटिकल ट्विंस थी. राखी बांधने के बाद वो एम्स के स्टूडेंट्स थे. तो पहला था उसने दूसरे को बोला कि आज के दिन मेरे को एक प्रॉमिस कर. दूसरे ने पूछा क्या? पहला बोला तो मेरी बहन के साथ शादी करेगा. प्रॉब्लम है आफ्टरनून सेशन में मेरे को नींद तो बहुत आती है, लेकिन एमबीए स्टूडेंट के सामने कुछ बोलना है तो मुझे तो कम से कम जगना तो पड़ेगा. Anyway, continuing with the clean tech. So typically as you look at clean tech, there are three verticals that are generally understood. आपके गांव में, शहर में, सोसाइटी में कहीं ना कहीं आपने सोलर पैनल देखे होंगे. आजकल के टाइम में जब वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन इज अ नेसेसिटी, पहले हमारे इधर गंगा रहती थी. आजकल 2 शब्द की जगह 3 शब्द आ गए हैं. अभी गंगा नहीं गटर रहते हैं अनफॉर्चुनेटली, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट बिलीव इन आवर एज ओल्ड सेइंग ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑल्सो. एंड पीपल आर ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट पावर using various alternative mechanisms. Government is giving subsidies for all this. Last year, at least 185, sir correct me if I'm wrong, 185 countries came together for a summit called Copenhagen Summit. This year, they had a similar one in Germany, and by year end, they will have one in Brazil. Now the issue is, was that summit very successful? Sir wouldn't agree with me because he said it was, but I would say to some extent it was successful, but largely it was unsuccessful to the extent that it did not change anything on the ground. Now the issue is it important to have only summits, or there is something much more than needed? The way we look at it is that summits are required because they create at least a marketing opportunity for a newer technology. Now in this scenario, Copenhagen is successful to the extent that it could create a hype around the world for the sector. After this, we have seen many funds have announced, including my fund, which is a clean tech fund. And in fact, we recently received a grant from ADB also. So hopefully our fund takes off from here. And the idea is not just to create a business opportunity for ourselves, but also to change the ground reality. Because, like Mr. Gore said, Earth is fine, our lives are in danger. So go, now point is, you might be thinking, ये जब क्लास में आते हैं तो समझता है कि क्लीन टेक का हमसे क्या वास्ता है. It will create job opportunities for you guys. In 1998, a similar boom happened in technology sector or a .com. In those days, I was doing my graduation, or just prior to that, when I was in science, I saw an opportunity in IT sector, and I told myself, I'll go to commerce. So I missed the bus. I could have been a software engineer like my friends. I could have been a very good commerce plus technology guy like Mr. Dharmadhikari who is sitting here. But I missed the bus to the extent I chose pure commerce. But for you, you need not miss the bus. If you focus on this sector, if you look at this sector as an opportunity, you will find this sector can open up newer gates, newer opportunities in not one but in many ways for you. Now what clean tech really means? Clean tech is something that saves, conserves, reduces your energy consumption and gives you the optimized results. That's why I said it could be, typically what you have seen is hydropower plants, or you have seen solar energy, or you have seen wind energy, but there are many other applications beyond this basic three. Since we started out with the idea of having our own fund, we analyzed at least 100 companies that are present in the country and operating in the same sector. And the results that we got were very surprising. 99% of the companies were product companies. Either they were doing the outsourced work for multinationals or they were producing something. Now the biggest threat for the sector is change in technology, improvement in technology. Because in Germany, we don't know what scientists are doing day in, day out. And every day technology can change. Something that is there as a mature model can become obsolete tomorrow. Of course, there are some bankers here who would add more to what I'm saying, but there are many companies in this sector which are producing the basic panels for the clean tech sector. They are suffering from no moving or slow moving inventory issues. They have bought the material at a very high cost. So now, since the sector is opening up, the awareness is growing, you will get opportunities in basic three verticals. On top of it, there will be more solution-oriented companies. But again, focus on the threats that the sector will have. Right now, it's the perceived value. I've told you so many times that there are two types of values. One is intrinsic value and one is the perceived value. So right now, the sector is having a great perceived value. And in the next few years, it will keep on having that sort of a